All right. Yes, sir. This your boy Mambo. You already know what it is. It's the Big Dog Command Room with a rare, very rare, morning time edition of the Big Dog Command Room. We are doing the week one. It's one of them things. Now we got 16 more of the week one game against the Arizona Cardinals, the home opener. Oh yeah, and I gotta show you something. Shout out to the Commanders, giving a lot of free stuff away. Just trying to make it a very good game for the fans. And basically, I'm just gonna go through some of the things that I observed or thought about, for the game. And usually I have notes for this, so I didn't get any this time. So I apologize in advance for this kind of being all over the place. But it's just it's the first week, and I'll get better, with time. Again, I'm gonna start off with what the people I saw. I was able to see Champ Bailey. I wasn't able to get him on camera and stuff like that, but I saw him, and then of course seeing Fred Smoot, kind of the usuals. I didn't get a chance to see Clinton Portis. I heard from John Kahn, shout out to John Kahn, that Clinton Portis and Champ Bailey took a picture together. And for those that don't know their Redskin history, Champ Bailey, who was a first round pick, and Clinton Portis were traded to each other's respective teams, and Champ Bailey went on. He was already having a Hall of Fame career here, but he went on to have a Hall of Fame career with the Denver Broncos. And Clinton Portis came over here and became one of the best backs that in Washington history, at a rushing record that was broken by Alfred Morris in 2012. So that was cool. I got to see John Riggins. I don't know if I mentioned that. I saw RG3. I saw Joel Embiid, and of course I seen Josh Harris. I believe I saw Mitchell Rales. And it was this was deep. Only person that I didn't see, that I didn't even know was there, was KD, and I'm not surprised he was there. But it was just a lot of people, man. It was real dope. And it was just such a good time, you know what I'm saying? One thing I will say, and I don't mean this as offensively, but I will say that our fan base, well, not majority, but a lot of our fan base is very sensitive. You know what I'm saying? Or very, very sensitive. That's the word I would use. I don't mean it in an offensive way, but it's bro, when Sam Howell scored that first touchdown, everybody, yeah, woo! And their mind has already went to Super Bowl and all that, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean, sensitive. It's sometimes when something good happens, we instantly think that's going to, be the trajectory, or this is how it's going to be. We overreact to it, saying that we're sensitive to it, you know what I'm saying? But it's it's still a game, it's still a long game, you know what I'm saying? I'm just it's one touchdown, it's still going on. And I just encourage fans to not get too high on the highs and too low on the lows, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, because as soon as stuff started going bad and the offense was kind of sluggish and stuff, then everybody started going, So we have to have an even keel. Of course, I'm watching it. I'm not happy about what's going on, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't happy about the game, but I was there's no reason why we should lose. And, we should, and if stuff turns around, we should be able to win it. So, I say all that to say, So I say that, you know, with the whole thing of like knowing that we were gonna come back, and dang, I just lost my thought that quick. Like it was looking rough, and dang man, I'm sorry. I just had that thought. But it was looking rough, and the offense was looking bad. And you know, even I was just like, yo, what is going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like everybody was in the kind of head. Sam Howell was kind of his head, especially after he got hit. I'm not saying that affected him, and he said it didn't hurt, but he got hit, and the way he got hit, like, you know what I'm saying? But I think it was Kaiser White. He was kind of laying down for a minute, and when I saw it, like I'm seeing that thing like live, I'm just like, dang, like, you know, this look like it might mess him up, like, you know what I'm saying, like a concussion or something, because he was down for a second, and it just like, you just kind of, you hold your breath, because we've seen this song and dance like so many times, you know what I'm saying? So that was that, you know, but he toughed it out. He's a tough kid. He was getting popped all game long, and he thugged through it. And then of course, like, you know, every enemy, it was some plays that I wasn't happy with, like, you know what I'm saying? We were on our own like 20 and stuff like that, and he ends up calling a running back screen, and I'm just like, why would you do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need you to get a first down. And I'm getting PTSD just talking about it, but it's like, you know, stuff like that. And then some of the things, like sometimes there were missed throws, but it was like, it wasn't really the play call's fault. It would have been a good play, but the ball got batted down. Like, you know, it was like, I think John Bates or like Cole Turner was like wide open. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, probably would have got like a 5-something yard gain or whatever. Definitely would have got a first down. But the ball got batted down, and like the fans not really knowing or seeing, observing, oh, what kind of play is that? What are you doing? Like, you know, stuff like that. So it's just like, we have to like be even killed with this, you know what I'm saying? Give every enemy room to grow. Give Sam Howell room to grow, definitely. And like, you know, just kind of like, you know, be, you know, in a good space. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's just like, yeah, like it's I don't know. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So, cause like, you know, I'm watching that. Like I watched this, scored the first touchdown. It was very impressive. And then we go down, like, you know, and end up, like, you know, I think we had another possession, and then we ended up fumbling the ball, and like, you know, I'm watching that and seeing the guy return the ball into the end zone, and now the Cardinals are up on us, you know what I'm saying? And now we're sitting there just like, what's going on, man? So I think they was up like 10 to 7, whatever, and it wasn't really happy about that, like, you know, and people was upset, but it was just like, when they finally started getting, when they got to 13 and 7 and 16 and 7 or whatever the score was, like, I could tell. I mean, you could tell, like, you know, like they were running the ball, like, you know, consistently, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like pulling ESPN up to see how many carries they had, but they were running the ball, like, you know what I'm saying? They were holding on for dear life just to hang on to the victory or hang on to their lead. Like, they wasn't about to risk, like, you know, throwing the ball, getting the interception. They wasn't going to do too much of that, like, you know what I'm saying? They, like, only if they really needed to throw. But for the most part, like, you know, when it got, especially in the third quarters and, like, you know, moving on, they were running the ball, like, you know, until it finally got to a point where they needed to throw it. And then our defense stepped up, and Tez got that strip fumble, a sack fumble. And, like, you know, well, was it Jonathan Allen got that sack, and then Tez got the sack fumble, and it helped us get to the running touchdown by Sam Howell. So that was pretty good. Another perspective that this may or may not be true. This kind of like something that I've thought about, and it's something that we can possibly see develop, you know, through throughout the season is so you remember like last year when Terry was holding out for his contract and stuff, or was that last year? Yeah, it was last year. Okay, so he was holding out for his contract and he wasn't around during training camp and stuff like that when Carson Wentz was here, and so Carson Wentz was throwing the ball to Jahan more than he was Terry when they finally got in. Some of that was like, just him being more familiar with him, and some of it was like, I don't feel like they were calling enough play calls catering to Terry. So that was that. But I'm saying like this sound like Terry only had two catches. Like, I mean, granted, a couple of them were like kind of batted down or like it was tough to catch or whatever. But it seems like it's gonna be an interesting thing to like look at. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, is Eric Bieniemy gonna favor Jahan more than Terry, or is Terry's injury to his toe the reason why he hasn't been getting open as much, and being able to make the plays that he should, what I'm saying. And I heard this from a couple different perspectives and stuff like this, so it's something to keep in mind. Because I believe John Kahn was saying like those toe injuries linger, you know what I'm saying. So who knows how that's going to be, but it's going to be interesting to see. Is it just going to be because Terry has been out, has Sam become more comfortable with Jahan, or is it Eric Bieniemy favoring Jahan over Terry, or is it just Terry just being kind of injured still? And as he gets healthier, he'll get a bigger role as he should, you know what I'm saying? So that's something to look at. Another thing is, will Eric Bieniemy favor either Antonio Gibson over Brian Robinson, or Chris Rodriguez over kind of Antonio Gibson, or anybody as the third down back, or just one over the other. All of them should get kind of equal carries, but is he going to favor one over the other? I feel like I was surprised to see Chris Rodriguez in as much, you know what I'm saying? But him, that being his draft pick, I feel like he favors him a little bit more. And of course, it doesn't help that Antonio Gibson fumbled and stuff like that. So that's that. So yeah, man. We're gonna get some glue, and then we're gonna just put it on a sleeve for Antonio Gibson, and then just Velcro it, to him, so when he runs, the ball doesn't fall out. That's what we're gonna do. So that's that. Another thing, Logan Thomas needs to get it together. I don't know if he's still injured or what, or he lost his sauce, his confidence, or whatever. I'm sure, you know what I'm saying, these fans here, the players here, fans, chatter and stuff like that. And I'm wondering if Logan Thomas has a lot of pressure on himself in his head mentally to perform and stuff like that, and maybe it hasn't gotten his groove, because he hasn't really been in his groove since he first got here, because of injuries and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying. But we need him to find that groove, you know what I'm saying, because he's a good receiver when he's good, but we can't be catching wide open crossing routes, you know what I'm saying, in the middle of a game, you know what I'm saying. And the other catch was that he dropped, that was a tough one, but it still hit your hands. You gotta catch that, bro. You know what I'm saying. So, that's that. Who else? I want to see Cole Turner get some more touches. I like how they use Curtis Samuel. That was so good thing. Like, you know, he was used how he should have been used. Like, you know, last year, I feel like Scott Turner did a good job of using Curtis Samuel, like, in the beginning of the season. And then they got to a certain point where it was just like, you're using him a little bit too much. Like, and maybe not even too much. It was more so like, you know, he was using them, and it's like, obviously this is the play that he's going to. It was predictable. You know what I'm saying? So that was that. Trying to think. My boy Cam almost got a pick on defense. Percy Butler almost got a pick. Emmanuel Forbes got a pick. I was watching the highlights from that Emmanuel Forbes, and it was just like, he's so instinctual. He's so smart. He's gonna be so good for us, man. The dude, he was running with I think it was Hollywood Brown, and he sees him cutting that slant, and he just undercuts it, and like, it's there. You know what I'm saying? That's something in, like, you know, further in the season, and probably sooner rather than later, like, he's going to end up picking it up. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Proud of the boys, the front line and stuff like that. Everybody did their thing. Tez was going crazy. Deron with the fumble recovery. You know, Jonathan Allen, you know, getting a sack. James Smith-Williams made a couple plays. It was a lot, like, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we see a Jamin in there getting his nose and stuff. And I didn't really see much of Cody, you know, but hopefully he gets more of a comfortable role, you know what I'm saying? Gets more comfortable with the defense and stuff. Everybody played good, man. The defense played good. Kendall Fuller had that bonehead, like, hands to the face or whatever. Outside of that, it was just like, you know, it was what it was, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think, do I have any more reflections? Because if I did, like, you know, I probably missed it, but like, next time I will have notes. I'm just excited for the rest of the season. There is hope, there's optimism. I like how Sam Howell takes responsibility for his actions and stuff like that. He's not just like, oh, the O-line played bad. He didn't even blame the O-line. He said they played well, and it's on him to hold, like, you know, hold the ball as much. And that's what he was holding the ball, you know, a long time. And, you know, he just has to be smarter with the ball, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even him talking about, like, he ran out of bounds like 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, where it's like he should have just threw the ball away. So he has to be cognizant of that. And even for Eric Bieniemy, I know I kind of circled back to that, but it was just like, you know, it's his first time kind of being a full-time offensive coordinator, and it's like, you know, again, that chatter of fans and the media and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? As much as you can be like, I'm locked in, you're still aware of that, you know what I'm saying? And it gets in your head, like, you know. And you got the whole world watching you, seeing if you're going to be this head coach that everybody thinks you should be. If like, you know, if you're going to be this amazing play caller. And it kind of messes with you. You don't want to make too much of a major mistake, you know what I'm saying? And you don't want to, like, you know, but you also don't want to, like, you know, play it too close to the vest or play it too safe, where it's like you're hurting the offense, like, you know, from growing and stuff like that. So it's just like, you gotta take the reins off, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, what's the worst that you can do? What's the worst play call that you can call, like, you know what I'm saying? To, like, you know, that would cause, like, the team to, like, you know, like, I mean, the whole game to fall apart, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to take a risk and just put it out there. But, you know, it's just like, you know, it's just a matter of time, just the growth. Everybody's growing, and this is the first game of the season. And like I said, we weren't going to score as many points as everybody thought we were going to, like, 30, 40, like, it's just like, come on now. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a new offense, basically rookie quarterback, and, like, a whole new offensive line, and, like, you know, a few new pieces. Like, this is going to take some time, and it's still going to take some time, even with the Broncos, even with, like, you know, all the other people, like, you know what I'm saying? So, by mid-season, I feel like we should be hitting a groove because it's going to be a turning point. Like, we always have a turning point in our season, like whether it's for a very temporary moment or like, or for the good, you know what I'm saying? Like that 2021 season, like, when we beat Tampa Bay and we went on that win streak and stuff like that, like, that was a turning point for us. Even though the rest of the season kind of went to crap, like, that was that, So, yeah, man. We're going to do better. We got to do better, you know what I'm saying? So, that's that. But and for those that don't know, this is a reflection. And what we do with every reflection, we think about it, we sit on it, we ponder it, we go through the emotions and the feelings of it. And then we take the game, win, lose, or draw, and throw it in the trash. So hold on, let me get my trash ready. Trash can. And I have something else to show you before that. So just hold on. Okay, so before I go to some trash, shout out to the Commanders for giving us these little home openers for the season. First game of the season under Josh Harris, regime. And, it says the Arizona Cardinals, September 10th, 2023. Pretty cool, pretty simple. I'm just glad I got one. I'm keeping it. So that's that. And now, so like I said, whether we win, whether we lose, we gotta have short-term memory. We can't stay too high on the highs, stay too low on the lows. We gotta keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So even with this victory, it feels good to be 1-0, but we gotta focus on Denver Broncos and move forward. So we take the victory, we ball it up, and we throw it in the trash. And so that's that. Feels good to have that dub, but we moving on. And now we focus on the Broncos, and I will be having a pregame thought video very soon. I'll say either Saturday. I'll do Saturday because Friday might be a little too hectic. But definitely gonna work on that. Yeah. Be on the lookout for that. And shout out to all those people that's been watching, it's been supporting, whether big or small. Even if you watched the 10 seconds of my video, I appreciate it. Continue to like, comment, subscribe. Help me get to 50 subscribers before week 5. Let's do that, you know what I'm saying? And then we want to get it 250 before the end of the season. So let's just go. I think I got 40 subscribers right now. Shout out to 41, 42, 43, all the way to 50. And then let's keep it rolling. So it's your boy Mambo, the Big Dog Command Run. Till next time, peace, love, and hair peace.